Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome to this week's short, fun video of the week. And today I am diving somewhere that we have not been before. This is a subreddit that I happened upon by accident. Obviously, once I discovered it, I had to go in deeper because there is nothing more fun to me than reading this type of stuff. And what that is the subreddit called r/wedding drama, because wedding drama is so entertaining to me. Largely because, like, in general, I don't understand the point of marriage. Like, I don't get it. Like, I understand it more when partnership laws aren't a thing, then like, okay, I get it for legal reasons, whatever. But even still, like, the amount of people who get married who like don't actually genuinely love each other is fascinating to me. Like, you don't have to get married. You don't have to do that. As you know, obviously that relates very much to all of the like, are the straights okay type stuff. So really this is going back to the start. It's going back to the core of that, where the are the straights okay content starts. The weddings. Now, this is obviously only a short video, but if you enjoy this video and want to see a longer video where I go into more posts and talk more in depth about it, do leave a like, let me know, and I shall see about coming back and doing a longer version of this, maybe on the second channel, Kiwi with a Q. Go subscribe there because maybe it'll come over there. Who knows? Yeah, with that though, I am posting on the second channel more now, by the way. So go subscribe over there and also subscribe over here. I'm trying to hit 500k. So, and yeah, now that I've blabbed for a million years, let's get into some wedding drama. My future mother-in-law secretly sent out her own wedding invitations with a different dress code and start time. Oh boy. This is honestly the weirdest thing I've ever had to deal with, and I still don't know how to process it. I'm getting married in October. My fiance and I are paying for most of the wedding ourselves, but his parents generously offered to cover the rehearsal dinner and help with the flowers. His mom has always had strong opinions, but she's mostly been polite. Until now. A few days ago, one of his cousins messaged me on Instagram asking what she should actually wear to the wedding. I was confused because we included the dress code semi-formal on the official invites months ago. When I asked what she meant, she sent me a photo of a different invitation with our names on it. Except the time was changed an hour earlier, the venue details were shortened, and the dress code said formal black tie. At first, I thought it was a mistake, or maybe some kind of outdated mock-up, but nope. Turns out my future mother-in-law had taken it upon herself to create and send out her own version of our wedding invitation to her side of the family, as she later told us, because she thought ours was too casual and would make her family feel underdressed. Sorry, I'm gonna pause here for a second. Semi-formal and black tie are so different. Like, those are so different. And I just cannot believe not only the audacity to go in and send out different wedding invites with a different, like, dress code and all that, but the fact that, like, changing the dress code to black tie and sending it out to only half of the guests and saying, I didn't want my family to feel underdressed. So instead, you're gonna make the other half of the wedding all feel ridiculously underdressed. You're gonna make this half of the people show up and feel incredibly overdressed, and this half of the people show up and feel incredibly underdressed. If you're gonna redo a dress code, at least send it to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, this just feels intentionally like trying to embarrass the bride's family. It's so very like, my family is better. We dress better, we have more money, we are better. Your family is all like, look at them. They're like semi-formal. We have like gowns over here. Fuck off, bro. Oh my God. Anyway, I confronted my fiance and he was just as shocked as I was. He had no idea she'd done this. When he called her, she didn't even try to deny it. She said she was just protecting the family's image and didn't think we'd mind since she kept the date the same and the names. I asked why she changed the time and she casually said, well, I thought your timeline was a bit rushed and some of our relatives like to arrive early. Okay. So like, thinking that they wouldn't mind when, one, again, you only changed this for half of the guests. Half of the guests. You gave half of the guests a different dress code and a different start time. Being like, my family likes to arrive early because they're better than your family. Also, I thought your timeline was a bit rushed. I thought we'd give more time. If they're starting earlier, then the other half of the family needs to be. This is just a setup to make her family look bad. And that's so mean. That's so cruel in every possible way. I was livid. Not only is this incredibly disrespectful, but it's going to cause chaos on the day. People are going to show up dressed up for a completely different event and early. I explained as calmly as I could that this was not okay, and she got defensive, saying I was overreacting and not being inclusive of her family's preferences. Fuck off. Now I don't know what to do. Do I send a second clarification invite to her entire side to fix this mess? Do I let it play out and deal with the awkwardness on the day? My fiance is fully on my side and wants to have a serious talk with her, but I'm nervous that any more confrontation is just going to make her double down and cause more drama. I never imagined something like this would happen. How do you even come back from something this passive aggressive? Is there a way to fix this without the whole thing turning into a disaster? Well, for one thing, let's invite her. She's not invited at all anymore. Okay? Secondly, yeah, I think like a group text, a group email, I think that your fiance, the man in this situation, he should be dealing with this because it is his mother and his family. He should force her to go and apologize to everyone and say what she did, like confess to what she did. Like, I need her to be forced to say what she did and what happened and say, I'm sorry. I need everyone to know what happened, and then everyone can get mad at her because what she did is absolutely not okay. It's real fucked up, actually. What the fuck? Yeah, nothing about this is your fault and absolutely deserves to be rectified before the day. I don't think people will mind because it's not your fault, but Jesus fucking, my God. Is it weird that my mother-in-law didn't post a single picture of me from our wedding? So I just got married yesterday. Beautiful day. Everything went great. Today, people are posting pictures, sharing memories, and offering congratulations. It's been really sweet. Then I see my mother-in-law made a post with the caption, blessed, which is cute. Until I scroll through the photos, it's my husband with his dad, his brother, some cousins, her and his sister, her and a friend, the friend and the sister, but not a single photo of me. Like, who did he marry? I know for a fact she has pictures of me and my husband together. The photographer shared some earlier. So I'm kind of just sitting here wondering, am I missing something? Is this a thing? Or is it okay that I'm a little bit thrown off by this? You can be as thrown off as you like, because what the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean? Your mother-in-law is posting photos of the wedding, the day that her son got married, and not posting any photos of the person that he got married to? No, you can't do that. What the fuck? That's so weird. So many mother-in-laws are just, it's a full circle, right? All of my videos relate to one another in some sort of way. It's the toxic boy moms. It's the other straights okay. It's the wedding drama. It's all just one big pot. They're made up of the same people. They're all made up of the same people. You chuck them in, you pick a mixing pot, and this is what you get. They're all related. They all cross over, and it's a nightmare. We live in a nightmare. The amount of these, like, in-laws who just want their kids to be miserable, I guess. Like, the amount of, like, mothers who are so possessive over their sons that they won't even acknowledge the person that they just married. Like, what the fuck? Grow up, bro. Oh my God. If you don't like it, don't go to the fucking wedding. What is the most unhinged thing a family member did before your wedding? My fiance and I are getting married in a few weeks and are absolutely exhausted by all the family drama surrounding us. We're both pretty chill and feel like we've done very little to incite any of this, other than get engaged. Just need some solidarity and a good laugh to get us through the final stretch. Reassurance that our families aren't that crazy for being this crazy. I'll start. My mother-in-law told me, the bride, this should be the happiest time of my life. My son is getting married and I'm freaking miserable. I find it hysterical. That's so funny. That is objectively so funny. Imagine saying to the bride, this is meant to be the happiest time of my life because my son is getting married. I'm gonna need you to take a second and like remember that right now, like, this day is not about you. This is not about you. You are not the main character. You are not the most important person here. And you need to exit quietly. Go take a seat, all right? Calm down and like think about your relationship with your son and like reevaluate it and like accept the fact that he is a grown adult and this wedding is not about you. It's not about you. I will never understand parents who like get involved in their kids' lives in such a way, right? Like, to the point where like I think that it's a normal and good and expected thing for like kids to be a priority over you, right? I think that your kids should always be your number one priority. However, I feel like when it comes to like weddings and stuff, like it makes no sense for that to be the most important part. Like, I don't get why that would be the most prioritized thing. in your life? Like, why is that the thing you're happiest about for your kids? Seemingly you like don't want to let him go, but yet his marriage is like the highlight of your life. I don't get it. I don't get it. None of it makes sense. I think it's stupid, the amount that people put on like marriage, but I also grew up in an anti-marriage household, so I might be biased. Oh, on that, growing up in an anti-marriage household and talking about wedding drama and them asking who has some like wedding drama. I've not gone to very many weddings. I've attended 3 weddings in my life, but raised in an anti-marriage household, although my parents were married. My mother did not want to get married. She never wanted to get married. My dad proposed 3 times to her because she thought he was joking. Then eventually she did say yes, and they did end up getting married. And I don't know much about the wedding. I don't know what happened. It was in our back garden. It was 2 years before I was born. It happened in our back garden. My mom made all of the food and did everything herself. It was just like a small thing with family. I don't know what happened, like what started it, but I know there was a fight and I know the police were called. And that's all I know. I should get more information on that. I should get more dirt on that. I have a lot of family drama stories. Not at weddings though, mostly Christmas. I feel like that's the same with a lot of people. Maybe I'll do a Christmas video and then you'll hear my fun attempted murder Christmas story. Anyway, what are some other unhinged things that have happened at weddings? When we announced the wedding date a year ahead of time, my husband's grandmother told us she would be sick that day. That's hilarious. That's terrible, but so funny. That's so funny. My grandfather from Cleveland, an avid jazz aficionado, refused to go to my wedding in New Orleans in 2023 because the murder rate was too high. Fun fact, nobody was murdered at my wedding. That's such a funny reason to like decline going to a wedding. Being like, the state you live in, the city, the place you live, has the murder rate's too high. I don't... I feel like that really shouldn't play much of a factor. You're not moving into like a neighborhood. That then the one following it is really funny. Like it works so funny is my dad pushed my husband off a roof. And like, that's not funny, but coming directly after there's too many murders into my dad pushed him off a roof. That's so bad. It's so bad. They said, the best part about it is that my then fiance, I believe they are divorced now, stormed into the house shouting, "Your dad pushed me off a fucking roof on a job site. He's not coming to the wedding unless he apologizes." And about 5 minutes later, I got a text from my dad, "Your fiance disrespected me. I'm not coming to the wedding unless he apologizes." My dad later tried to claim that pushing him off the roof had been an accident. He also accidentally dropped power tools off the roof onto my then fiance as well. To be fair, my ex did end up turning out to be a terrible spouse, but he was actually a decent guy back then. My dad, on the other hand, was always a shitty person. Oh my gosh. So like, not only are we pushing someone off a roof, but we're then throwing power tools at them? He shouldn't have been invited to the wedding in the first place. I think that maybe we shouldn't be having someone who does that at our weddings. My father-in-law was overheard telling one of the groomsmen that he didn't know why we were wasting time and money on a wedding when the marriage wouldn't last more than a year tops. Joke's on him, we celebrated our 26th anniversary this year. The night before my wedding, my mother found out my husband's birthday is 2 days before my father's. Since my parents are divorced and my mother has never gotten over it, she gasped upon hearing about the close birthdays and in a tearful moan exclaimed, "Oh my god, you're marrying your father!" She clearly meant that the marriage is doomed, etc. Yeah, we've been together for 25 years. Another one along these lines. Some friends of ours went out for a dinner after our wedding. We had a cocktail reception. One of them pronounced that this won't last. There's no passion between them. She was someone who fought all the time with her husband to the point of throwing plates at him. Guess who was divorced soon after and who is still together 25 years later? These are all so funny. Like, though, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of projection that goes on in these situations. And that last one really rings true to me right now specifically because I watch New Girl a lot. New Girl's my comfort show. I watch it a bajillion times. And I literally just yesterday watched the episode where this was exactly a thing that happened. Of like, yeah, just being like, we have no passion. I want passion in our relationship. Why aren't we like yelling and fighting? Why aren't you angry at me all the time? Why don't we have this fire, this passion? And he's just like, passion is overrated. It's what ended my last marriage. It burns bright and it dies. It's better to have like a consistency right? Like a candle that burns for years is better than a blazing fire where your house burns down. You know, the message is true. The guy she's dating is not great, but like he made a good point. Stability and love is better than passion, especially when passion means throwing plates at each other. I understand that people want passionate relationships, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think you can have a passionate relationship, but I think that you shouldn't get married early into a passionate relationship. Like, I don't think you should get married early in relationships anyway, but I feel like a lot of people who burn that bright and have like this massive, like, you are my everything, extremely passionate relationship, they often get married like really quickly and then get divorced like really shortly after. So just know what you're getting into. Anyway. Brother-in-law's fiance claims my family never RSVP'd, but I'm the only one without a seat. My brother-in-law is getting married soon. My husband is the best man and our 4-year-old is the ring bearer. I'm a part-time party planner, so I've been helping plan a small luncheon for the bridal party, immediate family, and a few vendors on the guest day. So I'm not exactly a fringe guest here. The RSVP deadline was for a few weeks ago. I filled out an online form and submitted it the same day the invitation came in the mail, with my husband sitting right next to me. We RSVP'd for 3 of us, me, my husband, and our son. Easy peasy, right? Well, brother-in-law's fiance, sister-in-law, reached out today over text saying we never RSVP'd. Not, hey, I never saw your RSVP, just checking, but straight up, you didn't respond, which is frustrating on its own. But then she tells us that while my husband and son have seats to the reception as they were a part of her original head count, I do not. My husband was told I could come early with him to set up the luncheon still and stay for the ceremony, but that I would not have a spot at the reception. Girl, sorry? You have a family of 3. Your brother-in-law, his wife, and their kid. His wife is someone who is helping you out with the wedding. She is helping you out. She's planning a luncheon. She is helping you find vendors. And you're like, him and your kid were a part of my initial head count, but I didn't put you in there. I didn't include you in the initial head count. You like left my head. I just like didn't think of you. I knew that him and your child were both coming, but I didn't take you into consideration. I wasn't sure if you would be coming. Like, I just kind of forgot about you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Fuck off. No, you didn't. Oh my God. Let me repeat that. I'm married to the best man, mother of the ring bearer, and helping with wedding day logistics, including connecting sister-in-law with some of my professional contacts. And she somehow decided I just wouldn't be coming. And she never followed up before the RSVP deadline? Just what? I'm glad that she repeated exactly what I just said. But yeah, that too, right? Like, not even following up on the RSVP deadline, like seeing that she had an RSVP'd, not going up to her and being like, hey, so like, what's the deal? Are you coming? Or like, no, just ignoring it because she did RSVP. And so obviously that's not what was going to happen. I'm torn between feeling hurt, furious, and just flabbergasted and used. I definitely feel used. At best, this was a sloppy mistake that she's not owning. At worst, it feels like a pointed exclusion. I'm not sure which stings more. My husband is going to handle the conversation with his brother to figure out what is going on because I genuinely don't trust myself to be polite and keep the peace. Fair. Yeah, that's valid. There was no other drama leading up to this that I was aware of. I have a good relationship with my in-laws, so yeah, this is totally out of left field for me and my husband. And then there is like pages worth of updates for this that I'm going to summarize for you all really quickly, all right? So here's what went down. Her fiance, so OP's husband's brother, went up to her, like texted her and was like, hey, can you give me the login information to check our RSVP list? Because I want to like make sure, like I want to see what happened. I want to see what happened and like where this RSVP got lost. And like that information was password protected and she didn't give him the password. She was like, no, I'm not giving you that. I'm not dealing with it. There was a glitch in the system. You just have to take my word for it. I'm not offering you any proof of that. I'm not giving you access to the information for your own wedding. So he was like, okay, well, I'm not a big fan of that and a big fan of you keeping things from me like that. And she continued on this little rampage and eventually admitted to the fact that she did do this on purpose. What she wanted was to uninvite their young son from the reception. She was going to have him be the ring bearer and then make him go home. And so instead of like mentioning that or saying that at all, she pretended that the RSVP got lost and that then she couldn't make room at the table for her for whatever reason. So that she would just take her kid home without asking any questions. She'd be like, oh, okay, that's a pity. That's fine. Whatever. I guess I'll just, show up for the ceremony, do the work that I promised you I would do for free, and then take my son home and not care. That's fine. Like she thought that would be the outcome. Well, joke's on her, because now she doesn't have a fiance anymore. They were apparently on thin ice because she said she wanted kids, because he wanted kids. And then at this point in the relationship, she seemed to be like not wanting kids, and he did want kids. And that was kind of like almost a deal breaker for him, but he loved her, so he was gonna deal with it. But then seeing this level of manipulation that she was capable of, like, was the straw that broke the camel's back, and he called it off, and now they are no longer together. Like, and I just find it so interesting, because I can't imagine continuing to plan a wedding with someone, like planning to get married to someone that you were like on the brink of leaving. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that this isn't something that is like leave your partner worthy, right? Like, if your partner is showing their true colors, getting ready for your wedding, which unfortunately does happen quite a lot. Like, I understand then being like, oh my God, like, I can't be here. And like, that's seemingly what happened. Like, he was shown this like manipulative side of her he didn't know existed. But then to say that like it was on the end anyway, like it was on its last legs, when you're like 2 weeks off getting married, you should have called this off ages ago, bro. Like, this wedding should not have gone forwards. Like, even if it did go ahead, the divorce would have been happening within 6 months. Like, I hate to be one of those people from earlier, but like this wedding shouldn't have gone forwards anyway. So I'm glad it was called off now. It probably should have been a little while ago. I don't get it. Like, so many people get married when they're like so like unsure, and I just need everyone to know, you don't have to get married. You don't have to your relationship is valid whether you are married or not. You can be together for 10 years and not be married, and your relationship is valid. It is fine. It is okay. You don't need to do it. All right? If you don't want to get married, you don't have to get married. You don't have anything to prove, all right? Fuck society and societal norms. That's all the wedding trauma I have for you today. Let me know if you would like to see another one of these, and I will make it happen. All right, a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Polar Bee, Sienna, Alicia, Mirielle, Bree, Bay the Trucker, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, Jessie, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Alexis, and Bobby. I love and appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes.